Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. It hasn't been too much time since the last episode. I'm kind of ready to get into what we're going to be doing today, which is actually starting into properly doing tech. You know, we've kind of skirted around the edges this whole series so far, and we focused more on the magical side of things for a lot of stuff. At least building up some of that infrastructure as we build. But we're hitting a point where power's starting to kind of become an issue. And so it's time that we start into that. But I think before we start into RF power, we need to start at the basics, which is industrial craft in this series. This is kind of where we actually started in our last playthrough. And originally I was planning on putting it off a little bit, but so many of our gates right now rely on getting IC2 up and going. Reactor controllers require nuclear reactors. Then industrial foregoing, the machine cases require reinforced stone. Technically we can make this without too much issue because we can do that through the manufactory. But we need advanced machine blocks. And then actually additions is just forestry, but we can technically make that and get into that. But I think IE2 is going to require that we kind of move through the IC2. Kind of this side of things is going to require a bit of IC2 stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get started with IC2 today. Of course, we have started into the basics of IC2. If we pull up our quests, we have done a few quests here. We made a machine casing, we got rubber, and we made a generator. And that's really been it. So let me pop over here, and we're going to go ahead and just grab... Does this break it? Because it's sure taking a really long time. No, it gives us the generator. I was thinking that it was enabled so we could pick these up with a pick. They just take a really long time to break. Might be worth making a wrench, honestly. Okay, so there's that. That's the entirety of our IC2 setup. So what we're going to do, let's see, what does it take to make the geothermal generator? Basic generator, some casings, which I guess we'll be making these with a hammer for now, and then we need fluid cells, which take 10 casings. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, actually. So we're going to be setting this up in here. I will say that we're going to start off with our IC2 stuff in this building. It's not going to stay here long term, but I need to get IC2 to a point where we have our power generation here and it being remotely moved to where we need it to go. That's kind of my plan at the moment. So let's go ahead and get ourselves... And we're going to go ahead and do like a half stack of tin and a half stack of iron for right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get, we'll say 10 iron casings and 10, 10 tin casings. For right now. And then our fluid, I grabbed sand and not, okay. I meant to grab glass. So we'll go ahead and get a couple fluid cells and then we'll get our geothermal generator, which will complete a quest. There we go. And we'll take the loot chest from that. Next up is solar panels. Benevolent Goddess Charm. And let's see, solar panels are generator. I'm just wondering if we can, I think we can push for it. If we use yeah, let's do that. And it looks like we can go ahead and push. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I would rather go for the Semifluid Generator, which takes a geo generator. Great. Okay. So we're going to need to get ourselves a solar panel, though. We're going to bypass the first few energy types, I think. First couple energy generators. They're fine. I just don't feel like messing around with lava because I don't have lava gen up and going. and it's not exciting anyways. We could do a pump or something. That would be fine, but I'm going to have to get some coal dust also. And I'm going to need to get myself... I think we've got some IC2 wires and stuff sitting around somewhere, but I don't remember where I put them. Actually, I do know where they're at. They're in the drawers, but this is fine. Let's go ahead and just get ourselves... There's 3 cables. And I've got some rubber. I'll have to go grab it. And... Okay, and it looks like we don't have any rubber built up. I think what we're going to do, we're going to tap for rubber right now. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to push towards IC2 rubber plants and like do a little bit with crop breeding in this, or like here soon. We're going to be doing a bit with it as time goes on, but yeah, there we go. But I think we're going to push into that pretty quickly and automate our rubber via IC2 crops. Because that's a feature that's oftentimes overlooked, and it'll go perfect with our like agriculture build that we've been working on, to have IC2 crops over there. I plan to add some in anyways. Actually, the next couple trees that I find, I'm going to break them down for saplings also. Just because until I get the crops set up and done, I need to, realistically, I need to have some trees planted. And let's see, for right now, we'll set up our rubber trees over here. Because we'll be working in the smith and going to the smith a lot on and off. So this should work for now. And of course, we haven't gotten the extractor yet. We'll get the extractor once we get some basic infrastructure set up. There is our generator. There is our solar generator. And quest complete. And then the next quest is for the Semifluid Generator. And this is just fluid cells with our Geo, really. There's 4 of those. And then I think that's all that we need. There's our Semifluid Generator, which is what I actually want. And then we also need to go ahead and make a macerator also. Okay, so there's our last dense iron plates. I'll take making these right now. I want to get the compressor set up pretty quick. There's that. And then we're going to need a crafting circuit. And then, okay. I'm going to go ahead and just do a stack of circuits, to be honest. And there is our macerator. Okay. Now, that's going to complete a quest. Let's go ahead and grab our loot chest from that, our loot chest from that, and then our loot chest from that. Also, bat box wouldn't be a terrible idea. Well, no, I'm not going to worry about it yet. Not right this second. We will get it here in a minute, but... Okay, so we've got that, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead, let's look at... long term, I'd like to change this to forestry biogas, but let's take a look at biomass. To make the biochaff, we're going to need either seeds or wheat or pumpkins or sugarcane or cactus or leaves of any kind. Is potatoes. Okay. Any kind of sapling would work. I hear that generator out there. That poor generator just struggles. Okay, I'm just going to grab a couple stacks of potatoes for right now. Wind generator. Auto heavy sieve. And advanced computer. But for some reason the advanced computer became another wind generator. And I don't know why that is. Okay. Alrighty, whatever. But I want to get some of this stuff in place because the first big power system that we're going to be doing And it'll probably be in the next couple episodes. We're going to be doing an immersive engineering power system, but it's not like another diesel or anything like that. But we're going to start getting into that. Okay, let's set up our... Well, actually, first up, let's set up our macerator. Because I am going... Oh, I'm going to have to get a canner, too. That's right. I am. Let's go ahead and set that solar panel up. That's going to start making a little bit of power. I don't know why I started running that. Oh, it looks like it's going to struggle through it. As long as the sun's up. Yeah! There we go. It's going to start making biochaff for us. And I'm just kind of using that to jumpstart the system. And then, let's see about the... And then let's see, the IC2 canner. Oh, I gotta get more of those circuits. I've got them made, I'm sure, but... I'll probably have to sleep here in a minute, because it looks like the sun's going to be going down, and I need to jumpstart the canner also. But, oh, that's going to be obnoxious. We're only going to run it like that for a minute, though. Let's go ahead and get our canner. And that's going to complete a quest. I just don't know if it's one of the next ones. It doesn't seem like it's. Fluid solid canning machines way down there. So after the metal former, electric furnace, compressor, and extractor. Alright. That is fine. Alright, and then one last thing that we're going to need is we're going to need some kind of an infinite water source. Any of them will work. That thing's still chunking away. What if we did a sink? Actually, while we're passing through, let me grab the rest of that rubber also. It never fails. Like, as soon as you start doing much with IC2, it's just like full inventory. Like, it just cannot be helped. Forestry work tables are really good for IC2 though, like starting out. There we go. Well, we've got enough stuff in place we can kind of skip a lot of the work, to be perfectly honest. Well, actually, I'll just put it here. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll do the sink setting here. Just bear in mind this is all kind of very temporary setup. We'll go ahead and extract from that and feed into there. And then to do the biochaff, it is liquid to enriched liquid. Yeah. And we'll throw that in there. And that's going to start running the canner. Hopefully this is getting enough power. Barely, but it's getting enough power right now. Okay. Because whenever IC2 machines don't have power, their progress actually goes like backwards. And it's really struggling. It's really struggling right now, but that's okay. Okay, and then we're going to need some kind of a fermenter. Technically, I believe we can use the forestry one. I don't want to go through all of that. I bucketed it up and I think I'm losing my mind. I don't know, it only shows the fractionating steel, so... But man, that makes a ton of biogas, though. For 25 millibuckets of biomass. What's it take to make the fractionating steel? This would be the problem point, is the pink slime. So no, we're not going to be able to do that. We'll just go with the standard IC2 fermenter, this right here. We are going to have to get some copper plates. Okay, it looks like I don't have any more iron plates on me. That's fine. I'm just going to do this. Just to get the rest of those that we need. there's our fermenter. And we'll go ahead, actually I need to get this back up and running again. We'll go ahead and set up our fermenter right here. And I need to get this thing rotated. Can I do it with the Yeti wrench? By chance? Yes, I can. And we can do it there. Yeah, I need this coil to face the back. Because that's where heat comes in. The fermenter requires that we give it some heat for it to run. So, yeah, now it's going to start losing power. Okay, out of curiosity, does this work? Wow, really? Oh, I was thinking that I remember people doing that, and honestly I hate it when this is enabled though. I seem to remember people doing that in the last playthrough, and it kills me. Okay, well, I want to... So, I mean, technically you don't have to do any IC2 power. You can just make wind generators and win IC2. But what I want to do is... We need to get a heat... Some kind of a heat generator. Now, there is the electric one. We're not going to be using the electric one, though. Because you end up wasting power. Like, if you make biogas with heat generator, electric heat generator, then you're just wasting... you're wasting power. So what we're going to do probably is the liquid heat exchanger. This one's kind of more up our alley. Okay, so there's our liquid heat exchanger. It's going to set right here. The only thing is if I use the liquid heat generator, I'm going to have to get some kind of a liquid. Let's see. But I'm also going to need a heat exchanger. I'm going to go ahead and just probably do like one for right now. I think it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get ourselves one more of these. And we'll just drop that right into there. Alright, so now we need some kind of a liquid for this. Let's see. And then what we'll do is we'll cycle it basically like this. And then, of course, you can use the IC2 upgrades for like pushing. The name escapes me at the moment for some reason. The ejector upgrades. But you'll need, of course, you'll need the fluid ejector ones. So you can make this. I'm not going to bother because it's a lot of microcrafting for us right this second until we get our IC2 machines in place. So we're just going to use conduits for this for the moment. So extract. And then I'm going to need some kind of a fluid to get this up and running. And, oh, you know what? It just dawned on me. Liquid heat exchanger is the one that uses lava, isn't it? I think so. Yeah. So let's just grab that. I think before we use the RTGs, technically we could. Oh, I think. Now, there's not a way to craft plutonium. We'll actually have to get up to the reactor. That's probably a good idea that they did that. So, because we abused RTGs, I think, in the last playthrough quite a bit. We did have a reactor and everything, but yeah, so I won't need this, but I'm going to need some kind of lava production for now. It's not working. Maybe we need more heat conductors, perhaps. I know certain ones require multiples. Yeah, there we go. And it's making Paho lava. now. Alright. And it's going to produce that. How much lava is this going to take? A decent amount. About 500 millibuckets per. And then we're going to get this Paho lava. I'm not sure what we can use this for. This is a different route than we took the last time around. We can actually run it into a magmatic dynamo to produce a little bit extra power. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't know what it takes to make a magmatic dynamo. Not bad. At all. Yeah, we might make a magmatic dynamo then. And make a little bit of power off the Paho lava that we're creating here. Wouldn't be a bad idea. But you can see that this... I don't know how many buckets it actually ended up running, but you can see it's created a decent amount of power here. Okay, so I'm going to need some kind of lava generation, or a pump or something. I think what we'll do is we'll run it all off of netherrack. So I'll have to get a mechanical squeezer made up real quick. Well, actually, you know what? I can steal the one that's over here, because with the updates they broke this old system, and so what we're going to need to do is just set up, I've got it shut off right now, but what we're going to need to do is just set up something really lazy like seeds or something. I don't know why, I really don't understand why this was changed. I know I mentioned that in the past, why our coal production, I mean, I know it duplicated coal, but it took more than just setting up coal seeds, you know, or something like that. It was like a little bit more going on, but I've got to tear that system down at this point. So yeah, we'll just use a mechanical squeezer, and then what I'll do is that Paho lava that's created, I'll just cycle that back through to run a magmatic dynamo to power this. And I will feed over some crops and stuff. We'll handle that in just a minute, but... So, magmatic dynamo, there we go. And then we're just going to have this setting, no. There we go. That's going to feed over to there. And then we're going to have our fluid conduits. I don't want those to connect right there. I want to extract that Paho lava. Okay, we actually haven't made enough Paho lava to get it up to there. It's got 40 millibuckets, but it won't do anything with that, so... Alright. That's fine. Let me let me go get some lava first. I need netherrack and I need lava. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab... that, which should be enough to jumpstart the system. And then what we'll have to do is we'll have to run the system off of netherrack, basically. Which is fine. Netherrack's easy to get, and we'll get that automated pretty quick. I just need to get, I guess I'll probably do some crops producing, you know, some nether essence crops. We might even get them this episode. They're really, I think they're within our range to get at this point. Of course, we could also just pump the nether. But I don't know. Ever since like 1.7 and 1.6 where, you know, everybody was having to pump the nether like constantly. That was like your way of making... oh, it's got power. I didn't really have to do all of that, but I still had to do a bit of that. Okay, we're going to get that running. Hopefully this produces enough power that it's not going to be an issue for us, but we'll see. And then what we'll do is we'll run a fluid conduit down right here. It'll pull that out, insert it into here once it's done. And then hopefully this whole system will just cycle around. I don't know if it's going to be enough, to be honest. It's putting some more Paho lava in there. So maybe. And then this is going to produce a little bit of waste byproduct also. Let's see, what kind of thermal upgrades can we do for like magmatic dynamos? Fuel catalyzer would be great because it's efficiency. Honestly, we could do isentropic reservoir also. For the magmatic dynamo, it would require coolant, but we can use water, give us 30% boost. Or no, that's distilled water. 20% boost for regular water. Because right now I'm just not... It's just not working out. It's just, I need a little bit more efficiency. But the thing is, what do I need for the kits for that? They are not bad. We can actually do these. Fused quartz, though. Can I make that in the alloy furnace? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so let me get a couple... So we could do the bronze and the... I think I'd have to stop here. Well, actually, I can probably do signalum also. I probably could swing it, but I think 2 would be fine. I might just go for the efficiency upgrades, though, instead of pumping water up and around to the magmatic dynamo. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and get that. And then let's go ahead and get our fuel catalyzers. Okay, so this is going to increase efficiency by a decent amount. We'll also, just upgrading it, we will increase the amount of power gen that we've got. I'm going to go ahead and combine these. It'll increase the amount of power that it can put out, but that doesn't really matter to us. We're only looking for efficiency because this should be able to run the mechanical squeezer. But it's still running. That's what's important. I mean, it looks like even without the efficiency increase, it's coming out about even. So there we go. Now, I mean, the mechanical squeezer is using up pretty much all the power that's generating at the moment. Oh! Maybe we might see an increase, though. Because upgrading this, it's bumped it up to 80 RF per tick. And it doesn't really seem like it's gaining at the moment. But that should be okay. Let's see, can I make some copper cable real quick? Let me get a little... Well, I need more rubber, though. Because I'd like to run... Well, I guess I don't necessarily have to have it insulated, truth be told. There we go. Now, if you touch this... Oh, you don't get shocked in this pack. Okay. But that's going to pump power over to this. And so technically the solar doesn't have to be here anymore. We're going to leave it here just because we can. But, oh, I need to plug up the macerator also. I know this is going to be a big bundle of machines for a minute. Sort this. I just need... I need power. IC2 power to start. Now, normally you would start with, like, the coal generator or the lava generator or something to that effect. We're going to try to bypass all that and just make ourselves a semi-fluid system because I hate lava and I hate coal power. Both of them bug me. So, now what I need to do is I need to feed over... I need to feed stuff over to break down. Okay, I was doing some thinking while I was putting this together. I went ahead and just got a couple ender chests for now, and I do need to dye them. I believe what we're going to do is we're actually going to be setting up 3 big farms. I don't know if we'll do it this episode or if we'll do it... okay. I don't know if we'll do it this episode or in the next episode. But I think I want 3 big farms. Kind of like what we have for the inferium crops. Something like that, but one growing just potatoes, one growing just industrial hemp, and one growing just wheat. And the wheat is what from that farm specifically is what we're going to feed over to the power tower, and we're going to do a big bio setup instead of just having one. I think I want to do 2 power systems because I know we'll do a mix throughout the series, and probably start working on some big power systems. But I'd like to have, I think, 2 from IC2, and then we'll expand on our current immersive engineering one probably. Or at least just have enough so that it's constantly running, you know? It doesn't really seem like it's that good of power in this pack. Like, even the base power, I know the cloches are more, but it almost seems like it's less power. But I also know my farm's just not big enough in the bottom of that building. But I think there's 2, if we expand on the diesel setup from immersive engineering, there's one other power setup, and we might use the immersive engineering diesel setup to power the other power setup that I want to do. So, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna have to get some item conduits also. Let's just go down here for right now. I'm actually gonna be moving this out more into the center of the room and making the base platforms for it and everything once we get ready for the full setup. But I would like to get maybe if I can, I'd like to get a little bit more infrastructure for IC2 before I do that, because it's just so much microcrafting and so much resources if I don't. We'll just dye this green, green, green. Okay. And then let me pop over and we'll set up a... let me go get some of my XNet connectors real quick. And I'll go ahead and grab some item conduits. Might set up an XNet system over in that building for the power tower, because I know we're going to need it for some of our setups, and might as well start early with an XNet controller as well. And I mean, I've got some extra controllers, so it's really not a big deal. What we're going to do, let's filter... I don't know if potatoes is what I want to be running for sure. For right now, I'm probably just going to run over... Yeah, carrots were tapped out on. We're not really using potatoes for much, so I'm just going to grab that for the time being. We'll set this in right here. And I don't know if I'll leave this here or not, but we'll see. And we'll say that this is bio potato. I'm just going to copy this connector. Yeah, just copy the B's, create that. That's probably got, I forgot to actually paste it into there. So it might have some junk in there, we'll see. Luckily it's just buckets of milk, I can just drink these. And toss those back in there. Okay, so the ender chest line is going to have potatoes. Just kind of from our small farm for right now, and then we'll make a larger farm, which should be enough. I'll probably just connect it and leave the ender chest where it's at, connect the big farm to that system so it can feed potatoes into that system. Because regardless, even if we start using potatoes for a few things, it's, you know, it's going to fill up before too long, and it's really not going to matter. So the nice thing about this stuff is it's just so efficient on power. That with a large setup, it's actually going to be a lot of power and not really require a whole lot of overhead on our end. And I think, yeah, this is all kind of backing up. The Paho lava is going to be, I think, a problem, maybe? Maybe not, but I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it. I may have to do something with that. Though I'm not for sure if this will just void after it's full or not. Yeah, let's see. Watching that, it seems like it's stopping every so often. So I will have to do something with that Paho lava. And of course, these fluid filters don't allow priorities. It's ender fluid conduits. These are pretty easy too. I don't know. I might do the ender fluid conduits because I could actually handle everything a little bit better with those anyways. I find it strange, like, whenever we did IC2 before, it was like, you know, legitimate IC2. You could still change the power over, but I think they did that just so it makes it more of like a feasible power system and machine system compared to the others, because, I don't know. IC2 is like crazy fast though. That's why I always like getting into IC2, because if you put forth the effort, you have like these super fast machines, just like instantaneous everything. But it has an amount of work that balances it out. You know, it's not just like, here's a freebie super machine. Okay, so there's our interfluid conduits. Alright. And these we can do priorities, and then what I can do is like say a fluid trash can, and we can deal with that pothole lava. Long term, I think I'd like to just have like magmatic dynamos that work as like, you know, if pothole lava is building up, it feeds it to those magmatic dynamos just for extra power. But for right now, until I get like a full setup really going, we'll just run this up. Okay, extract, and we're gonna set the priority here to say like a 10. Okay, our macerator has finished running. We've only got 25 biochaff at the moment, but the thing is, biochaff, the way that it works, it's just so efficient. One biochaff makes 1,000 biomass. Biomass, the conversion is so low to get a bucket of biogas that, I mean, you can see we've only made one fertilizer so far, byproduct, and we've made tons of biogas. And the system's just all kind of building up at the moment. Yeah, there's going to be a point before too long where the magmatic dynamo's not even going to need pothole lava, because lava's going to be backed up. Yeah, let me go make a fluid trash can. So we'll just set our fluid trash can up, and we'll say that you can insert, but the priority is only going to be like a -5 on that. So that way, pothole lava should never build up in here now. It's going to either go to the magmatic dynamo, or if it can't go there, which it seems like it's going to be able to go there, it's starting to run out. Yeah, because right now it's just, the lava's not being used for this system, so it's just, that's why we're running out of pothole lava. It's just not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. Okay, so that's, yeah, that's there. That's in place. And we are going to be expanding on that. But that'll work for now. That's going to give us some basic power. Just kind of just spread out into, you know, IC2. We could do some power storage. I'm going to wait. I kind of wonder if they disabled like everything from IC2, because I find it strange that we're not getting electrocuted. I'll have to check the configs. I wonder if they turned off like explosions and like wire like overheating, and it's kind of a bummer. I hate whenever they like just destroy mods features, you know, like that. Anyways, what we're going to do next, I think, is get the extractor. This is going to help us out a ton. And we've got about everything for that sitting around. I'm going to have to make like one more tree top. Oh, and we do have the compressor. I want to grab that out. Alright, so there's our tree tops and our that. There's our extractor. Now I'm kind of curious to see what happens, because it seems like they've removed the tooltips entirely or something. I don't know. IC2 is like busted in this at the moment. Oh, we got the compressor quest because we hadn't gotten that prior, and it looks like we got advanced alloy as well. So there's that. And what do we get from our quest? We got a reinforcement modifier, 3 of them. Another Phosic resonator. I've got so many of those things. And a seared gauge. Okay. 4 of them. Too bad they didn't give me a bunch of Phosic resonators. They only gave me 1. Kind of bummed. So if I plug this up, what happens? Is it going to explode? No. It's not. If I plug this up, it makes me like cringe. I feel like they took off the IC2. Oh man. Because I want to say that the semi-fluid, I don't know, with all the tooltips missing, I can't remember, but I want to say that the semi-fluid generator is a tier 2 power, right? It produces 128, I was thinking. Maybe it's 32, but I don't know. I'll have to double check online, but it seems like it's plugging up. But I almost feel like they've removed. Looks like we got some more potatoes. So, oh, and I did get all that chunk loaded over there. So all that's taken care of. But yes, we've got those two. Looking in here, there's also the electric furnace, the metal former. I definitely want that. Then there's the quest for the fluid solid canning machine after that. Ore washing plant. I don't think we're going to be doing ore. Well, technically, it would be kind of fun to do that again, to go with the ore processing through IC2. We did that last time, though. We'll go ahead and get an electric furnace, though. I'd like to avoid making this series exactly like the last one, but the thing is, all the other power systems and machines and everything, but, well, I say that. Like, normally, all the other machines and stuff like that are just kind of boring, whereas IC2 really stands out. It's a lot of fun, but they've dumbed it down in this pack, I think, a lot, to where IC2 is not really any fun either, so... like one of the few tech mods that's any good, they've killed it, I think, but that's fine. I don't know, I'll have to do some testing in my test world and just see, but, or actually I can just look at the configs and see. But it seems like they've disabled explosions and all that stuff. I guess I could re-enable them, but I don't know why they always... why people hate having to, like, think about setting up things. I don't know. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. It's like agricraft weeds. I don't understand why they're always disabled either. But okay, so let's get our electric furnace, or our iron furnace, and then we'll get our electric furnace. There's that. Of course, it's going to start raining on me. This world loves rain. Let's go ahead and grab that. The metal former. This is what I actually really, really want. Electric furnace, I'll plug it up. I just don't really, I don't really need it. But, well, actually, once we speed it up, it'll be kind of nice. And then next up, the metal former. Let's see, I'm going to need a bunch of copper plates, actually. Or, copper wires. And these metal presses will somewhat become obsolete once we get a lot of our IC2 up and going. That's because the metal former, when it's upgraded, does this all like instantaneous. Plus it can do dense plates, and it can, you know, it's super, super powerful. I've got to get a roof on this building pretty quick, because that way we can avoid the rain. Because otherwise the rain is going to be a bit of a bother. There's our toolboxes. There's our metal former. And IC2 will be the first big like automation systems that we do, probably. I do believe. IC2 is always just fun. And then we completed the fluid solid canning machine. So there's that. There is that. Then there's the block cutting machine, the ore processing, or the ore washing plant. We won't get into those just yet. And the same with all of this stuff. The mining laser. Another mining laser would be kind of nice to have as an actual mining laser at the moment. Let's see, what did we get? Greenhouse glass. We got 5 of those. We got music disc and light blue stained glass. Okay, this rain. Oh yeah, we can make a fire shield. Let's just do that. Because I can go sleep, but it's just going to rain again. Oh, not fire shield. Rain shield. It always makes me think of fire shield because it's made with like blazer rods and stuff. Yeah, let's just make one of these. Okay, so there's our rain shield. These things, I've shown them off a few times in the past, but normally random things isn't there. I know in our last Enigmatica playthrough, rain didn't matter because we actually lived like inside, kind of into a mountain in that little cove. But what we can do is we can just not plop this guy down here because let's just go up. We'll put it on top of the building. So it does like a 3 or 5 chunk range, something like that. There we go. So now the rain is gone, but if we come out far enough, there will be rain again. Yeah, out to here. But it's going to keep that building rain-proofed. I don't know that I'll keep it forever. I don't mind the rain when I actually have buildings, when I'm not sitting out in the rain trying to work on machines and stuff like that. Semifluid generators. We're looking at iron casings, which they're no cheaper really to make in the metal former than with the hammer. The fluid sails, which are the tin casings. The geogenerators. Oh god, this could be so much. So many resources to do this on a large scale. Of course, all the glass isn't really a problem. The tin, I've got a lot of tin, but I think it will become a problem. And then we're going to need the tin cables. Okay, so I think the main place, I'm going to need extractor, but it goes pretty far. I'm going to need the metal former, but also it goes pretty far. In all honesty, let me just grab our tin and let me throw it in there. Let me drop in like 2 overclockers just to speed this up a little bit, which is going to start actually using some of our power, but that's okay. With a item conduits, extract insert. Drop that in. Yeah, there we go. I guess we got more potatoes in. Just throw that in there. That'll keep it running for a bit. Yeah, we've got biochaff is building up for us. So, this shouldn't be an issue. But I will need a bigger farm to run a whole lot of these. Honestly, like, one macerator could run like a massive... semi-fluid system, because we can always add speed upgrades, make it faster. As long as we have the potatoes coming in to power it, it won't be an issue. I'll probably need a couple fermenter setups, but actually, once again, not too bad, because you see how efficient this stuff is. But I will probably want a few, and then I'm going to want a bunch of semi-fluid generators. So, for our first IC2 power system. I don't know. I don't think it'll take up this entire room. We'll probably just do this floor is like IC2 power. And so we'll have our biodiesel setup comes out so far. And then we'll have like, I don't know, a couple generators over here. I mean, a couple reactors. So, which will mainly power mass fab, I think, on that side. And then we'll probably split them with walls. So we'll have actually like rooms in this tower. It's not just going to be like big cylinder spaces, I don't think. Unless we need them for reactor size. So, alright. There's 63. That's probably a little overkill. Let me pull that out. At least for right now. Because I'm only needing like 1 per semi-fluid. I will say semi-fluid generators where the majority of the expense is going to be. So, can't remember if this will auto-insert off of the metal press or not. It will normally with conveyors, but yeah, it'll auto-insert. Okay. Okay, we're going to get just a whole lot of iron plates going. This area is all chunk loaded, so I'm not too worried about it yet. Because I think most of our cost right now is going to be in iron plates. Also tin plates, I guess. Let me pop over. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and do a hopper real quick. For this. We'll make it a little bit nicer, but for right now, this will be a-okay. I'll just throw all that in there. So go ahead and make me plates with all that. Oh yeah, and I'm out of rubber also. So let me, I guess I used it all for copper cables? I used it all for something, I guess. I don't have any anyways. But let me go ahead. I'm going to break off all the leaves on these. You don't actually need the leaves, of course, when you're farming this. But I think, let's see, next episode, I mean, we won't get our big power system up and going this episode, but Next episode, we'll get our big power system up and going. I'm just going to get a lot of this stuff, all this microcrafting worked through. And so then next episode, we'll get our big power system going. And then we might, after that, we might start into IC2 crops, I think. A little bit of crop breeding, at least to get our rubber seeds, which these are actually pretty early on. I mean, there is agricraft, and I'm sure we'll eventually do rubber/plastic agricraft seeds, but honestly, the IC2 breeding is a lot more fun. Normally, I don't know if weeds are disabled in this pack too. I swear, if they are, I'm gonna like scream. But you can see with like a little dedicated farm, this actually isn't too bad. But it is still a little bit manual at the moment. If you watched IC2 Classic, that the short series for IC2 Classic, then you remember we did a lot with the crop breeding. Of course, the crop breeding was revamped a bit on that in that mod over what Experimental has, but even still, like the basis of everything is still here, and we can use that. So we are going to. Let's go ahead and toss that into the extractor. Oh, that's slow. Give me some overclockers. Still slow. And we're still going up on biochaff. Yeah, like this is actually a lot of power right now. It was a little bit awkward trying to work into it at the start of this episode, but now that we've got it. Alright, so our... Yeah, I'm going to need 10 casings for this. So we'll just, boom, get that. And I'm also going to need a bunch of redstone. And you know what? This would be a really good time right now. I showed it off in the last Enigmatica series, of course, but for those of you that have not watched that, we are going to get ourselves a forestry work table real quick. Now these things, if you've never used them, they are absolutely wonderful. Like pre-AE2. And for something like IC2, they are a lifesaver. So we'll go ahead and get that. Or a sanity protector, I guess. Because there's so much microcrafting with an IC2. You'll kind of get, I don't know, burnout on microcrafting. So we'll set up our work table in here. And what we're going to do, we are going to set up a few recipes here. So if we pull up the semifluid, I'm going to drop that. Let me go ahead and just get some more iron casings. I think we need those somewhere along the line. So we'll just toss them into there. That's how's our extractor doing on the rubber? Great. Okay. Toss that in there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to say if you take that, you take that, you're going to get 10 cable. And we'll go ahead and right-click that to save it. And then for the batteries, if you do that, you're going to get that, and we'll just right-click to save it. And then electric furnace. That. Oh, let me dump that in there. Get you that, and we'll right-click to save it. And then this. Get you that. Right-click to save it. And then fluid cells. That. Save it. And then this right here, drop that into there, get you that, and save it. And say make the Geogenerator, and then that, let me click on that. Maybe I should teach it glass panes also. I click to save that. Go ahead and give me a bunch of them. So there we go. We'll have to make some more tin casings. But we got a lot of tin running. Honestly, 2 stacks of metals is going to make quite a few semifluid generators, truth be told. Then over to this. There we go, and save it. So now we've taught this little work table how to make a semi-fluid generator, and we can just click, and all the recipes are right here for us, and we can store our materials into here. So that's going to make our life a whole lot easier. And I'll start with semi-fluid generators. I'm going to start bulk crafting those up, and then I'll do a few extra fermenters, liquid heat exchangers, mechanical squeezers. Next episode, we'll get into the big power setup itself, and I will need nether essence seeds, I think, for what I want to do, because otherwise this is going to run out of netherrack. But we are coming out positive on lava production from this, so that's good. We could possibly, yeah, I mean, really, I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't. We could probably run 2 heat exchangers off 1 mechanical squeezer, I think, pretty comfortably. And then, of course, that's going to power 1 fermenter. And the fermenter could power probably a handful of semi-fluid generators by itself. And then, you know, and then out from there. So, I think this will be a really good, this is our first real serious, like, big power setup that we'll be setting up. And I think it's going to work out pretty well for us, truth be told. Plus, IC2 power upscales. So if we're producing, say, 4,000 EU per tick, I think it's 4 times in this pack. So, I mean, you're talking about 16,000. It's not terrible, but realistically, we'll probably be producing... I got to check the power. It's so weird without any of our tooltips, but I think it's medium tier. And I guess technically we could power our all of our crops. Well, not all of our crops, because we wouldn't be able to do industrial hemp. But we could do some of the others with IC2s, with crop matrons. I don't know if we will or not. I don't know. But let's see. God. If I was to throw in, say... I don't really have much. I can run some copper. Yeah, let's run some copper through here. If I was to throw this into here... Yeah, this is just busted. Alright, well cool. I'm glad I wasted time making this. And you hear that throttling sound? That's actually the generator kicking on and off. Because it's producing a lot more power than what this thing needs to run. So it's just kind of throttling back and forth. But anyways, we're going to end up this episode here. We got some basic stuff set up. It's going to help me getting everything crafted for our big setup. And really, it's just a material dump at this point. And I'll set up probably another work table to make some of these other things, like our fermenters and our probably maybe mechanical squeezer. I don't know. It's actually not too, well, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's a little bit of a pain. Not terrible, but yeah, it's not terrible. It's just a lot of just micro crafting, so it kind of fits into what I'm doing. But yeah, we'll start making a bunch of power from this, and then we'll use that to power some of our initial RF costs, I do believe. So anyways, I'm going to end out this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.